Hi friends, welcome back to my YouTube channel and welcome to my Christmas DIY series. We did the coasters last time. Today we're going to be working on hand warmers. They're going to look a little bit something like this by the time they're done. This project is actually what I'm working on this Christmas. I found this and I am in love with the idea, and they are just so easy to make and super cheap. Holy cow, you're gonna be surprised how cheap it is. This DIY is really fun. First of all, if you love to sew and you're looking to use that little talent of yours towards a Christmas gift, and even if you can't sew, this honestly is probably the easiest hand stitch thing I've ever done. It's really cool. It's really good for if a lot of your family is from, you know, snowy areas, or they get really cold easily, if they're outside all the time. So many endless possibilities. I've seen a lot on Pinterest about how to do it, but it's always been very cloudy. There's just so many different options. I kind of took a little bit of everything, tried all sorts of things. I've tested it myself outside when it has been cold here in Florida, and it worked amazingly. Really, the only things that you need for this, you're gonna need material. Anything that's like a fleecy type material I find works best. I found this material at a thrift shop for only 99 cents. I will suggest, if you don't have an easy time finding fleece material at a thrift shop like I did, another option that you can do, go to the thrift store and get some fleece shirts and you cut the material from that. You can go to Joann Fabrics, but of course you're gonna be paying a lot more. Needles and thread, and you're gonna need some rice. Totally optional if you have the money for it. Any types of really good smelling oils, totally up to you. This oil I honestly already had in my house, but just for what I've had to buy, this has probably been the cheapest Christmas present I have ever made. First thing that you need to do, cut out the actual fabric. When it comes down to size, whatever you want to do to size it out is up to you. I did the size of my hand. I happen to have, and that's why I've been flinging this around, I have this cleaning cloth that I had laying around, and it's about the size of my palm. You're going to take your material, you're going to spread it out. Chalk, friends, nice to meet you. I'm going to start tracing it out basically. So I have my material all traced out. I'm just going to cut it. And there's two. Alright. So next, I'm gonna take my material here, and if you use chalk like I just did, basically the lines of the chalk, you're gonna put a non-marked side inside. Because what we're gonna do, we're gonna pin them. You're also gonna need some pins. I totally forgot about that. So on this material that you see here, you are going to basically keep a little space. I'm just using the material. See that green space? I'm gonna have that be my little space that stays open. Just finishing up on my pinning. This is what it should look like. I'm leaving some edge on the sides. I'm gonna start stitching. Took the string, I cut it out. I put the needle through, put it right in the middle, and I tied the two ends together. You're gonna take your needle and string, you're gonna sew in the inside of the needles. Inside. In. That's out. Inside of the needle. Start there. In case those who have never sewn before, welcome to your sewing class. I'm your instructor, Eva. And you're just gonna sew in and out. Here is my finished of the outside. I tied a knot at the end, cut it off. Stitching wise, that's how I did. So what you do next is take your thumb in, grab a corner, stick it on through, kind of take your finger, make some corners, and look at that! that's the outline, guys. So for the next step of this project, I'm gonna take a hand warmer. If you have a funnel, get out your funnel. I don't have one at my house. This is called the Funnel 2000. I took one of my little newspapers, I rolled it up to make a funnel, and I just taped it at the end. Lazy, easy, it's all good. Now to put the actual rice into it, I have this little baggie. I cut this little end so it funnels it right in here, and it comes out right out here. So for the rice, this is where that little gray area I was talking about earlier when it came to looking this up online. Either they prefer the rice or they prefer any other seed like flaxseed. People suggest flaxseed because it doesn't give off a scent, and it really doesn't. I have tried both. However, I found the rice lasts longer. Second of all, flaxseed is so expensive. I think it's like just for a small little bag, you're talking about at least $10. And so that's why I went with the rice. When you warm up rice, it doesn't give off a bad odor, like a regular hand warmer odor. And I guess for some girls, it bothers them, like, oh, it reeks. It doesn't bother me that much. At the same time, you want to smell good, you don't want to smell like burnt rice. So that's why the essential oils came into play. This one is Orange Blossom. I put all my rice into this mixing bowl. I literally just did a capful. Put it in there, I stirred it. Of course, I'm going to do this over the bowl. I'm going to put the funnel inside. I'm going to put the bag. It's right here. By the way, you will have rice everywhere. I promise you. So you start funneling in the rice. Funnel, funnel, funnel. So yep, I stopped at 3/4 of the way. This last step, this is what I found to be the easiest way to close up your hand warmer. Where you stopped, I like to start one before it. Also fold the best you can the material, so it looks like that. Instead of going in and out, I'm gonna sew like around it. So now that we have tied off our little ending piece, something like this. That's basically how I do it. Because it's so cheap, you can afford to splurge on something else to kind of go with it. You're gonna have it look a little something like boom! And there we are, a perfect way to wrap it. Because you guys have a little bit of wiggle room when it comes to cost of the actual present. I took the burlap, little piece of candy, have a little Reese's under there. Have a bow that, I mean, literally the Dollar Tree has a whole pack of them for like $1. And then I made a little note with some cardstock or paper or whatever, and I just wrote, "For how warm and sweet you are, Merry Christmas," with your name, and then instructions of how to use the hand warmer. Yeah, but this project is super cheap, super easy, even for a beginner sewer, and I mean, it really works. I had one of those easily last me almost 40 minutes. And with that, that is all the time that I have for you guys. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Leave comments below about any feedback, anything like that, and I will respond. Well, I will see you when I'm looking at you. Bye! A little bit of wriggle. Say Merry Christmas! Merry Christmas! No deleting! I need you for my views!